Remember we was down low, remember we was down cold, but thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Yeah. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Yeah. Thank God we yeah. 10, spark a 10. Mix it hot and cold, the temperature never blend. Protect me from my enemies that coming yet again. Baby, we protected from whatever come against. You know we could leave off driving new rims, and you know we could leave this where it could have been. Lord, I pray you help me cut off all those loose ends, cause I can keep on falling yet again. And if I put my all in, it's still a chance. They say thank God, man, I do it in advance. Mountain top of valley, you know where I should have been. Lights, and you know they getting dim. They say thank God, man, I do it in advance. They say thank God, man, I do it in advance. They say thank God, man, I do it in advance. They say thank God, man, I do it in advance. Remember we was down low, remember we was down cold, but thank God we made it. 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 Thank God we yeah. Drop, when it drop, they say it get lonely at the top. They aiming for my soul, I hear 100 shots, and it get active when I hit a block is hot. I'm not a fan of this life is glamorous. It get down and dirty, it could end up scandalous. And I mean well, I told them be well. Let the pride blind your eyes and you can see well. Remember we was down low, remember we was down cold, but thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Yeah. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Thank God we made it. Yeah. Thank God we
Celebrate this night with me, although it's not the last time. There's a fire inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight.
have mercy on
Me,
they try to put the weight on
me,
bounty on my head, they put the money on
me,
more of you and less of
me,
made a mess of
me,
and that's on.
me.
They asking about my whereabouts and where I'm at. My body right in front of you, my mind is up where heaven at. Trying to get me to throw away, but how am I gonna live with that? Every time you see me now, all you hear is pow, in and out of town, try to step up in the ring with me, we going round. So go ahead and tell your coach he better throw the towel. Got a lion in my corner and I'm never letting down, cause it's pow, go 100 rounds. You done sparked a fire inside of me that's never going out. Had me locked down for a decade, couldn't even make a sound. Now I've come back to take what I own, cause you don't have me bound.
Celebrate this night with me, although it's not the last time. There's a fire inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight.
Have mercy on
Me,
they try to put the weight on
me,
bounty on my head, they put the money on
me,
more of you and less of made a mess of
me,
and that's on.
me, inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight.
I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you. So baby, bring it in closely. Hate the way I love you, but you're so sweet. I always find a way to say the wrong things. I wish that we were laying in the same sheets, but lately you've been acting like you hardly know me. Baby, won't you say so? Baby, come home. So baby, won't you say so? Baby, come home. So baby, won't you say so? Baby, come home. So baby, won't you say so? I just wanna rewind. I haven't seen you in a long time. You got me feeling so lonely. Even when you come through, I can tell that it isn't you. So baby, bring it in closely. Hate the way I love you, but you're so sweet. I always find a way to say the wrong things. I wish that we were laying in the same sheets, but lately you've been acting like you hardly know me. I've only recently began to fall. I feel the need to go and waste it all. I try to numb away the pain. I hope someone is watching me, watching me, baby, watching me. Baby, won't you say so? Baby, come home. So baby, won't you say so? Baby, come home. So baby, won't you say so? Baby, come.
O açúcar, do goa gala é o açúcar. É o atucar, corororora gala é o atucar. O açúcar, do goa gala é o açúcar. É o atucar, corororora gala é o atucar. Natakoruti takanita, when I get up, go on noka. Namaita wanyu, ay naga. Dele kaire tu kega kega, kega kega. O açúcar, do goa gala é o açúcar. É o atucar, corororora gala é o atucar. Natakoruti takanita, when I get up, go on noka. Namaita wanyu, ay naga. Dele kaire tu kega kega, kega kega.
What's up, guys? What's up? All right, hold on. Oh, this thing is focusing on the monitor for some reason. Of all the little things it could focus on. Why? Why would you do this? It is what it is. Let's focus on charts instead, yeah? Let's just do that. Okay. Guys, first and foremost, hope you're having an amazing morning, day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Let me know where you are in the world right now. Grateful, as always, to just have a platform to... I'm grateful that that we exist in a time where this is how we can produce income. It's mind-blowing. Like, we're in this sliver of time, this pocket of existence in which we can leverage like the craziest technology just to decide whether something's going to go up or down, to make money and have access to whatever life we really want. Actually mind-blowing to think about. So super grateful for that. Grateful to have a community like you guys to be able to pour into, to learn from too. You know, as much as I give, I always pick things up. You guys keep me sharp as well. So always grateful for that. And man, grateful that I decided to drop out of college at 20 years old to do this. So super grateful. Much love, y'all. What's up, Emmanuel? Cesar, ¿qué tal? What's up? We got Noah in here. Happy Thanksgiving. Early, boys, early. He's like, I'm eating for a few days straight, so it starts now. What's up, Harshi, Brandon, Seth? Hello. Corey, Edgar, Caius, driving through Sedona. Vibes. A Sonoran desert. Oh, never mind. That's even cooler. Nice sunrise about to come up. Enjoy, man. Live call for stocks and crypto. Yes, totally happening tonight still. I'm going to do a public syndicate session. So talk to the community. They're down. So we're actually going to have that tonight for everybody, everyone available. So if you want to see what it's like, and even if you're just like, well, I just want some free sauce, then just be there tonight. What's up, Diego, Joe? What up, Ruben? Morning, Vaughn, Steven, Brandon, Manchester. What's up, man? What's up, Toby? Belgium, Toronto, LA, Rafa, what's up? Cool. Stefania, ¿cómo estás? All right, guys. So I didn't go live for unemployment claims. I had it scheduled to, but honestly, there's really nothing going on. I didn't feel like we're going to get anything. So, yeah, I was like, we're just going to be here looking at nothing. So anyways, we have New York open here in about 10 minutes or so. I still have this zone marked up for reversals up here in this area. Outside of this zone, honestly, I don't really have another setup available. So there's kind of two ways to look at this. Now, during London session here, or right before London session, technically, we got pretty close to mitigating this sweep to the upside before it dropped. So I actually want to go in here and just double check and find out, okay, did the market actually, maybe it already did its thing. Maybe we already saw the exchange of money from buyers to sellers here. But after looking at this again, the sweep to the upside does start exactly right there. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why I would want to delete this. This to me is still a valid idea. We got close, but not close enough. And you guys know I like to be aware of where are the indices at relative to each other. And Dow actually played into the zone that I did have marked up. This happened during London session. Asian did London session overlap, like right around those times. So I typically would want to see NASDAQ get up to this zone here. for New York Open. And so what I'm going to do, yeah, nothing really happened. So I was like, the setups really weren't super close either. So I was kind of, like, why rush it? So what I want to do, here we go. What I want to do here is, first and foremost, get ready for it. So where do we need to take this? Exactly where? Like, we have some reversals around here in the past. So let me go back to one screen, make this nice and easy. So we've seen over here resistance, another wick. So when you're looking at like reversal zones within this in itself, you can look at these previous reversal levels to do that. Here we'd have basically 25, 250, 25, 249 for an entry, closer to the open of this movement. So that's one way you can look at it. You could do the replay tool as well. And if you wanted to find some precision in here, sometimes you'll see an order block within the zone that you can sell out of. There is one, and there's this one for a minute or two. We see it push up and then it drops again. That's sitting here at about 25,262. So, there's a couple key areas where you can look for some entries. I'm going to keep mine open here at 25,249 and see if we get a reversal from there. And so what would that be if I want to take this trade here? 25,249. On this one, here we go. So let's say I take this position here. And I set it up so I can you guys can kind of see the live executions and all that good stuff right on here. Apparently it's useful. And then the stop here, we're looking at, where's the high? About 25,311. So, all right, I can push this up to here. Should be about 4 or 5 contracts. 4 to 5, give or take. If it's 4, I'm going to risk 496. If it's 5, it's going to be like 620 something. So, yeah, something like this looks good. So I'm going to go with 5 contracts on this. Obviously, you guys are only going to see one account go through, but this is being copied over, at least for this specifically right in front of you, only to these are like the Tradetopia accounts. So 249. So you have it there. I can delete this now. Alright. This looks kind of weird. That's alright. And then New York Open is in less than 5 minutes, so just be ready for that. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's set in stone. What I want you guys to look at is I want to make sure that on the way up here, if it does sweep, and the reason I like this on top of just the previous zone is because we have London session liquidity that built up. So seeing it clear that and then give the reversal could be pretty valuable. And at the same time, we're seeing Dow wants to keep pushing higher. So if Dow, especially if Dow clears this high before NASDAQ itself, even better. And on top of that, I think if we are going to see some buy setups, then we're going to get something with Dow more than likely over here. So we'll kind of see how we work our way down, what has the most momentum, and are we going to end up taking a buy position with Dow with this massive sweep to the downside? Is this going to be the buy setup, or are we going to end up looking at maybe something with NQ? NQ had a massive spike down as well before we got a reversal. So here we filled this. Shout out to everyone that took yesterday's positions for the NQ shorts and for the Dow sells as well. Looks like y'all really got to make the most out of that. I love it. I love to see you guys winning. Got to see, the wins in the community, people getting funded, people getting paid out. Yesterday, had a really awesome conversation with my dad. He got his 2K payout with Apex. It's been a good week for the fam. My brother got paid out. My dad got paid out. I'm going to take a little withdrawal for Thanksgiving here, and should be qualifying for payouts here as well with a couple firms. So, feeling good. NQ. So for NQ as well, here we had like this massive dump. So getting reversals out of here makes sense. It's just a matter of, like I said, which one's going to work its way down first. So we're seeing the push to the upside here, starting to rally a little bit. And we got Dow almost up there. If, another way you can approach the session today, let's say you didn't want to just trade out of, what was happening a few days ago here on Thursday of last week. If you were like, wow, I kind of feel like I just want a bit more confirmation, which I respect, then I would look at this and you could wait for the market to clear liquidity and see if you get the reversal right away. So whether it's with NQ, whether it's maybe Dow, now we're seeing Dow actually start to drop first. So these are actually going in opposite directions. This was already, had already mitigated. So, and Dow was playing out of a higher time frame zone. This is already from Monday last week. So where NQ is at right now is actually over here. This structure where we saw Dow reverse yesterday. So where we saw here, right? This massive reversal that the market gave us with Dow is where NQ is getting to now. So Dow is definitely way, way, way more bullish overall. Smaller time frames, though, it is starting to make that shift in momentum early. So look at this. We see that spike up, comes right back down, starts to clear up a little bit of this liquidity. Not that I'd take anything here with Dow, but like I mentioned, higher time frame, it is looking a bit more bullish overall. So what I'm going to do here is, let me go split screen again. And then we got NQ on the left. You got Dow on the right. So if you want to have just a bit more patience with any ideas, then you might just see it clear liquidity, and if it loses momentum, then you can look for a setup. So one or the other. I have my entry set here at 249, as you guys can see on this screen right here. So this is kind of what could happen. You might see a push, comes right back in, maybe it stalls out, creates some demand, and then you see the continuation further down. All right, so just like that, we have NQ breaking into the zone. Fantastic. And I'm active now. I'm triggered in, so I'm in now. So you guys can see over here, I'm in this idea. Perfect. Now, when would I go break even? The pump to the upside was about 71 points. So if this tanks 71 points, then stops go to either reducing my risk or completely break even. So right now we're up about obviously it's fluctuating a bit here, $100 since these are trading 5 accounts, just 5x whatever this is. But at the end of the day, that's not really the most important thing right now. We just want to see if this is going to lose that momentum, create more of a bearish demand, and then keep holding and staying up here. So that's what we want to see first. Is this going to hold up? Right now, I haven't seen the big drop quite yet. Sure, we're in profit, but I mean, that's could just be temporary. About 20 points, give or take. You guys might have different trade management rules than I do, so let me know. And then where is the target, right? Where do I want to see this to if this does go my way? And so here's if you guys want to see the risk reward that I have right now on this idea, it's this. And so taking this, in my opinion, we can take this at least towards Asian lows over here. So I'm looking at trading it down. And again, guys, this is pushing even further. So here's the downside. It looks like we're actually seeing Dow have a lot more of that bearish demand than NQ. So NQ cleared the highs, but it's not really losing steam the same way Dow is. So look at this. Dow is holding it down a lot better over here. So we saw the market push up, and you see Dow take out all the London session sellers. So you see that right here. That was the intention of this move right there. Clears that out when you see the market go here, especially with New York open. And now what we're seeing here, once that's been done, it doesn't look like NASDAQ and Dow are 100% on the same page. They're kind of back and forth on their price action. Typically, what you'll see, well, I wouldn't even say typically, but most of the time, you'll see like if they're dropping, they're all going down together. One is just with a bit more intensity than the other. And then every once in a while, you'll see these kind of be on their own mission. So right now, like I said, we were looking for shorts with NQ because bigger picture price action was a lot more bearish on NASDAQ, considering that NQ was barely approaching Thursday's zone, while Dow already was trading out of this zone yesterday early on and is trading much higher now. So as of right now, this trade still remains. A 70-point drop here, a mitigation would bring us down to at least about back to 25,200. So I kind of want to see if we get over here. I know this typically helps traders too, just kind of seeing where the sessions lows and highs are. So just taking out London lows in itself is a good target if you want something a bit more conservative. I think we can approach these Tokyo lows and trade into this imbalance over here. Here's where we had a nice little dip before a continuation. So something like this looks pretty possible to me. All right, meanwhile, cool. So Dow is just ripping, which is fine, because if this thing starts to turn around, then just like yesterday, it could bring NQ more momentum to the downside. So if you want to take a look at this from a higher time frame, right now we're seeing Dow clearing these highs. Honestly, it looks like everything is already mitigated out of here anyways. So I really don't have anything to say about where we could see Dow go to. There's not like a main reversal point right now. So it is what it is. Just going to let this thing kind of do its thing. So here's the nice thing, at least for now. We made the right choice in which indice to take. So at least for now, we didn't take the one that's pushing the most bullish, right? This is NQ is sustainable at this point. That's always good. We have S&P as well. That's been here. I'll give you guys a perspective on this. S&P looks like it finally is tagging into this order block that it had right over here. So take a look at this. There was this bullish candle before everything tanked right here. So that could lead to reversals here. So here you had kind of this area right here. Here was this order block. You can see the candle goes up, and then it all comes crashing down right there. Little order block action right there. So the market getting to here could be a good reversal point, or at least pretty close. Not that I'm trading that. I'm already in MNQ, and this already had other like actual very valid confirmations. So, all right, starting to see a decent push down. All right, starting to get somewhere. Fantastic. All right, so look at the way this is dropping. I am moving my stop to reduce my risk now completely. So here we're up about 2,500, give or take. I'm moving my stop to right there. Look how we got a nice drop, the retracement, good structure. So now we're pushing down to this area. So cool, I like this. We're up over for about a 1 hour, give or take. Thank you. This pushed into, honestly, just into New York price action. So there's still more liquidity building up here. If this is all the market wants to give, then I guess it is what it is. With all of the liquidity built up over here, I think there's more incentive for price to keep pushing lower, but there's definitely not any need for me to have too much risk on the table anymore. I could go break even. Let me go to the 15 second. Let's see. Honestly, I pushed up, dropped, another move to the upside, another drop. I actually am going to go break even. Structure looks good enough here. There is a chance that this tags me out and then goes even more bearish. If that's the case, that is what it is. Actually, I'll give it. Do I want to give it that room? Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I'll take a tiny loss if that's the case. Okay, so here with all of this liquidity building up, I do think we can get another push, another leg down. If not, cool. Like at the end of the day, I'm not really trading whatever this dollar amount is. I want the risk reward that's set up for it. So like this turning back around doesn't really do anything for me. Like we're not here to just, oh, I happen to go into a little bit of profit. Let's take it now. Let's get this. That's you thinking, oh well, maybe I'm not going to be in profit often. It's scarcity mindset. And it's just being unaware of your data. Interestingly enough, we haven't even seen Dow push at all to the downside. Like we're not even seeing this thing turn around at all. So with that happening, that can be very useful. And that's kind of how it went down yesterday. Yesterday, like it took a while for Dow to finally work its way and start feeling the imbalance on the way down. And at that point, that's when NQ started to go crazy. So we only have about 20, 30 points of drawdown left right now. So let's see if this can lose some steam and continue its move to the downside. All right. In the meantime, while that's doing whatever it's doing, We can take a look at some other ideas here. So I know, for example, some of you guys were asking about oil. All right, so we can take a look at oil real quick. Oil over here. We've got a nice sweep to the downside. The market rallies, created some good demand over here. So might be another scenario where buys are decent, and then the sell stays still valid. So the sell, we're continuing to stay patient on, and then maybe a buy in here. So let's go take a look at what we got. What do we got going on over here? So yesterday, we see a huge push down. You get another reversal, another leg down. It's just choppy before the market starts to move on up. We tried to get above on the 5-minute, so we try to get higher highs here. It's kind of failing to do so. So this is really where the market crashes down. This is no longer a shakeout setup, because when the market sweeps liquidity to the downside, it's not like there's usually a push down, which creates an imbalance and liquidates orders, but this happens very quickly, and then it gets eaten up right away. So what we want here is we want a shift in momentum completely. Update on NQ. We did get a big push down, and then it ate it up right away. So I wonder if this is going to do another move down. Jesus, this thing is going absolutely crazy. I just hit an alert I had from, I don't even know when. We traded. Okay, so we're trading way up here now. All right. S&P now meeting this order block that I had mentioned. All right, let's see. Maybe things turn around. So anyways, things here with oil, not as clear. We would want to see a higher high in the market create demand, and we're not seeing that. Sideways movement, absolutely. Tons of liquidity, absolutely. Like, this is just retail galore. There was good mitigations here, so this is a good sell-off here. If you guys were trading oil during London, you had a great setup right there. But outside of that, yeah, I'm not in love with anything here with oil. I don't think the ideas are abundantly clear. So for now, I'm going to stay away from this, and I'm just going to wait for the sells. So this idea, at least, still on track. So I'll share this one here. All right, so we got today's setups, and it is November 26th, 2025. All right, so oil, there we have it. NQ, no chill, man. This is about to tag me out, I think. There it is. So took a small loss on this one. Sure, we saw some profit. I wanted to give it enough wiggle room here for it to go down, but yeah, I guess it just wasn't going to be it today. I wonder if it still drops, but either way, it's like I just don't have a setup anymore. If I were to take something, it would have to be maybe we clear this high and we see another shift in momentum. What would be really lame is if this thing tanks now. That would suck, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess I could have kept the high up here, but I felt like everything was pretty efficient to the point where it wouldn't really matter. So looking at it here, well, an NQ and MNQ might be a little different. Ah, that sucks, because it is. Look at this. So this is still staying within the zone, right? Like, it didn't make equal highs. Here it did. Here it didn't. That's a 9. So technically, I would have been in it still would have been valid had I been in a if I would have had NQ as the idea. So if I wanted to take this, I guess I could still take a position here. I wouldn't have gotten stopped out. But let's see. Do I want to be in this trade or not? I feel like we already got the momentum. So exposing myself to risk again, it would be with the stop like right here. If I wanted to give myself a shot at this. S&P also, like I mentioned, it is within this like massive order block zone. So I still think reversals are valid. Dow has pumped a hilarious amount. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still the same idea. But I would rather just get new evidence overall. And then if I get that, I'm open to something different, you know? So, right now, we're spiking up here. Because I still believe in the overall reversal. But what you don't want to do is get caught up, you know, just taking trades for the sake of marrying your bias, right? The first idea was because of the mitigation. So we got that, right? We got the move, did a thing, great. And then the supporting argument into this idea is the fact that we could still see another reversal because of the order blocks we're seeing here with S&P. Obviously, we've seen Dow Jones just on another mission way up here, you know, trading back towards middle of the month price action. So I'll say this. I do feel like the trade is still valid. And NASDAQ also is holding up this structure extremely, extremely well. So what I'm going to do is this. I am going to take a position here, but I am going to keep it very tight. So I'm actually just only going to give myself this extra room. So like, for example, what is this, 20 points? So taking it here, I'm going to use those same 5 contracts. And then my stop will be like literally right there. So if it holds up, we're good. And if it doesn't, then it is what it is. And look at this. Look at where we're at right now. So, yeah. All right. And then stop will be right here. All right. This way, this still the original idea can still follow through, and then my overall risk stays well below what I originally intended anyways on the same idea. The only reason, and I almost never do this, but the only reason I'm willing to see this through again, and I might just get stopped out right away, but it's because of the what's also happening, like the fact that this is still holding up structure super well despite the S&P and Dow just absolutely flying. So if these give up momentum, then I think that's what's going to push NQ down, and plus all of this liquidity. Otherwise, if this now at this point doesn't hold up, then cool. Let's wait for an entirely different setup and do our thing. So, yeah, from that. And remember, at the end of the day, what matters most is, are you making technical based decisions? Are you making emotional based decisions? And you just have to be honest with yourself, right? So cool, there it is. So now I'm gonna wait fully until we get an entirely different type of environment. So let's say we here now go and do this. We see a nice little sweep, and then we lose momentum. Cool, we can look for something. Otherwise, you know, there's really nothing else we can do here, and we just gotta wait. At some point, this is going to be taken out. The question is, when? And for all we know, this might happen. Could happen now. This is still trading within this zone. But since we already saw the exchange of money, I didn't want to have my stop here again. I didn't want to expose myself to another full risk, even though we're still trading within this area. So yeah, I'm staying out of this. All right, outside of that, we talked about oil. We'll go over majors here. So I don't really have, and it would crash. Look at that. Here we go. Just had to make one more high, and then now it's like, all right, cool. Now we're ready. Now we can do our thing. So we see the move to the upside, takes out the high. You see it work its way down. If this creates some bearish demand and then we see another pullback, I guess we'll take it. We'll go for another spin. But that would have to be the case. If this right now, you see how it's if this goes like this. We get some demand over here. Cool. Then we could look for something here. Or the other scenario, so this is scenario A. Scenario B is that this thing just crashes through anyways. And if there's enough structure, then we can look for a sell later. Otherwise, if we're looking at indices, now these all want to drop. That's fucking great. All right, so check this out. And this is sometimes where we see the shift in momentum. So you have an entire move to the upside here. So that's this whole move here. Giant push from right after New York Open. So a mega move up. Now, if you notice, Dow actually has way better price action than NQ. So Dow dropping right back into these areas. Fantastic. Here's the big push up. Here's the drop. And this may go down in a few different ways. So we might see this do what it's doing now. Do something like this. And then we could find a short out of here and then have this thing go further. What this is doing basically is this move to the upside is incentivizing, it liquidates sellers, and then this attracts buyers, buy stops. And then obviously this thing just goes crazy. From here, then when it works its way down, now this is where typically you get the break and retest orders, right? Break and retest orders. So buyers start to load up in this area, and then the market goes into some profit. This lures in a high amount of retail buys. Then we can see it make its second step to the downside. So this is one option. The other one, like I mentioned, would be with NASDAQ. And it would be it doing the same thing. It's the same principles, basically. And now it's just a matter of which idea actually looks best here. Now we wait. As you guys can see, this is still loading up tons of liquidity. There's a lot of money sitting right here. So let's see what holds up best here. If this is going to be the case, crashing down. NQ building up more liquidity here. Okay. Now we're seeing Dow trading within this area. Now remember, this is New York Open. So New York Open actually, or right before New York Open, we see it clear this, trade into equal lows. So I don't really want to buy this. I'm good on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be prepared for shorts, whether it's with NQ or with Dow. So just so I kind of know what my contracts are going to look like. So if it's going to be NQ, I'd want to take a short like around here. So it's going to be NQ or Dow. I'm not 100 on this one yet. I want to see a bit more price action unfold here. Let's see. All right, so if it's MNQ, I'm going to do like, yeah, I'll do like 9 or 10 contracts. And then if it's Dow, what's up with this thing? If it's Dow, I'm looking for an entry up here. And we're looking at about 24 contracts. Okay. Word. So here's how Dow is holding up right now. As you can see, it's starting to really create and hold it down over here. So it's luring in buyers. Meanwhile, Nasdaq's already breaking through. It's actually a bit more bearish. Fuck this, dude. Stop me out just to go do exactly what we said was going to happen. That's crazy. All right, Dow still working. Okay. What could happen is we might see NQ just like suck this liquidity up and run from here. Trading right into this imbalance. So now that there's enough money here, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little reversal out of here, out of this zone, just playing out of this. Eventually, I think it comes down to this. Maybe it'll happen right now and it'll just clear it. Not worth me buying, but I could definitely see this being a move in here. All right, so out of here, you might see a little move, bounce out of the zone, like right you're seeing right there. Not enough confirmation for me to take it. There's a little bit of red flags. You had some liquidity here, so I wasn't in love with this idea. But yeah, that's exactly how this is going. So this has already done the move. It's already given that reversal. So I wouldn't chase it. I wouldn't go for it. But like I mentioned, that had possibilities here. Now this is filled in. All right. I'm going to delete this because this already did its thing. So if structure stays solid right here, then what we actually have is a selling zone over here as well. Takes out the highs and then gives the reversal. So this is possible. Meanwhile, we have S&P also cleared out some of this, not everything. And S&P has more liquidity here. This looks like it's set up to keep dropping later. Okay. Let me run through some things here with the majors real quick if I see anything worthwhile, which I don't. Maybe a euro buy later. We saw during unemployment claims push it down. Now it's reversing, so this may turn into more bullish price action, and then we get something like this later. This could be a thing. It's possible. All right. We'll keep our eyes out on this one for later. Possible yen play over here. I like it. Hello, sir. Got a little move here. Sweep of these highs. Right over here. Takes it out. Right over here, actually. And then you see a drop. Let's see if this wants to stay bearish for a bit. Maybe we get something in here during Asian session. That would be nice. All right, market's making its way back. At least NASDAQ is. Yeah, I think we're going to get the Dow short. Look how slowly Dow is working its way higher, while S&P and NQ are just ripping back up here. Looks like it's got some potential. So I like my entry at 47,418 for Dow. At least for now, it looks like that would be what gets up there the slowest. We'll see. I'll have my fib here, handy dandy move. We'll see how this goes. This obviously would have to stay relatively bearish for much longer, because now this is a totally different idea. So if it's NQ though, then we will wait for the market to come up to here. Alright, so let me set this up. This yen idea here. Alright, so 6J, yen. I want to see more bearish structure before I commit to shorting the yen. And then we also, right, it was euro that we had here. Okay, euro looks like it could set up. 6E, euro, boom. Looks like a signature mitigation setup is loading. Let's wait and see if bullish structure truly forms. Okay. All right, NQ and Dow kind of chilling. The longer NQ stays like this, the more likely it is that we can get into, like, it stays bearish, that the buy can play out later. All right. The pound kind of similar as well. Sweep down, rally. Keep an eye on it. Silver, haven't taken anything here on silver. Gold, still pushing down. So we stayed out of gold to wait for silver to get to the zone. I don't have buy entries here on gold either. I know some of you like to trade this on the smaller time frames. If anything, I mean, you kind of got to push down here, but this is making equal lows, so there is definitely liquidity sitting over here. Yeah, I'm good on gold right now. I don't know. Some people's different systems work really well with this. Mine, not so much. Actually, I'm in the wrong contract, I think. Hold on. Are we on F now? Wait a minute. Something changed. I forgot which one it was. I think it might have been just gold. I totally have been ignoring you guys. My bad. I didn't go into the chat. It's probably something to do with my saltiness with NQ. All right. I think it was gold. It must have been gold. Let's see. GC. No? Maybe not. Maybe there's not enough volume there yet. All right, so anyways, going back to indices, we're looking at NASDAQ at a 50% pullback. We're looking at Dow starting to retrace as well. Here's its overall zone between 50 and 618. Now here was the entire pump, which is why like the shakeout is still a valid play here. However, I mean, yeah, this looks like this is something I would want to take. All right, come on, do your thing, don't be shy. If we get to here, then we're in there. I'm waiting a bit longer. There's a chance that the market wants to reverse out of here. If you go down to the seconds time frame, little order block right there. You know, I just realized, since I don't monetize these, I can just play whatever I want at any time. It's gonna be bumping while we're doing this. This turned into just a dance party, and then we happen to trade here every once in a while. All right, let's see here. I have to, I gotta get the vibes up. I got betrayed by NQ today, Old Faithful today, so I gotta keep the spirits up here. So right now you're seeing the rejection of this order. I need to make this a little bit darker. Let's see here. If this bleeds out from here, oh, I'm gonna be salty for sure. Okay. Let's see. What's going on with this? Anyone else having trouble signing into TopStep? Oh, I'm reading the chat right now. TopStep is down. Yikes. Yep. Super late to the party here. You listen to the new Tame Impala album? Of course. I lost my funded. What is going on, TopStep? SIH. Okay, they're crying their eyes out. RIP. Oh, are they bugging? No, wow. Well, I was definitely late to this party for sure. 2R? Let's go. At least you got it, man. I love it. Up $5 in the new account with 100% win rate. Who thinks I'm on a heater? You boy, you're going crazy, bro. $5, 100% win rate. Hey, start the program. Come on. I love it. Accidentally made 2K in my combine. Shake my head. Yeah. Life is hard, bro. Stayed out of NQ. When we see NQ fly and down, not bullish. Worst case, I can just take a shakeout. Yeah. Your shirt came in. Awesome. Let's go. Nice material. You like the oversized? I love it. I love it. Yeah, let us know. Let us know how you guys are liking the merch and everything. So, okay, is if you're in if you have TopStep and it's down, I mean, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. When they've had moments like that, typically they'll fix it. They'll be like, hey, well, nothing's real anyways, right? Remember, this whole thing is a simulation, right? So like they'll go, oh, sorry guys, we'll reset your accounts and whatever. It's pretty simple. They'll just be like, all right, here you go. Here's a free reset, or here's a discount code, and we'll make up for whatever your trade was. So that's usually what they do. All right, Dow sitting at like a 38.2, NQ right under a 38.2. Okay, oh, come on. Don't leave without us, bro. Don't do me like this. Yeah, sometimes they'll give you a funded or something. You got the pajamas? The 2XLs. My guy getting creative. So, I mentioned that we could reject this order block here in short. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have taken this anyways, even though I was aware that this was possible. The only reason is because the risk reward from over here, it just really wasn't what I was looking for. Also, I'll add that this could still make another move up before it drops. So, not fully out of the equation yet. Someone has said something. What is it? GCG? GG? Oh, okay. Of course, gold would reject out of this little tiny move down. Still, I'd say more of liquidity here than anything. You might get a bounce out of here. Last push down before this thing absolutely goes crazy. But these are not, like, the best ideas. Took ES sell to imbalance. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, the shorts were good. This is what we wanted, right? We wanted the shorts on NQ. We were in the shorts on NQ. Some of you held this trade you kept your stops open, and then you got your 2 Rs into this. So congratulations. I honestly still think that at the end of the day today, by the end of the day, we will be below the London session lows and probably towards Tokyo lows as well. The question is if we get the entry or not. Sometimes we just don't. And cool, like you just can't really force it. It sucks, you know? Sometimes it's like you know where it's going to go, but you don't want to chase the trade. And for example, like, all right, you're like, oh no, it's leaving, right? And you end up selling in here. But then the market goes all the way up to here and it gets to your original idea. And now you're like, oh, I would have had a really good entry, but instead I wasn't patient. And remember, you feel it. So so stick to the plan, ladies and gentlemen. A wise woman once said, fuck your feelings, follow the plan. My normal shirt size is an M. I ordered an M on 2 of the shirts. Am I gonna look goofy? They're a little oversized, but I mean you're pretty swole, you know. It's like it'll for the gym, like the discipline shirt, and the discipline shirt. This one's a bit oversized, so it's not gonna be like, I wouldn't say you're not gonna look goofy for not at all. The discipline one and the Tradetopia one, these are all oversized, drop shoulder. This one's nice and fitted. So if you wanna, you know, show off the guns, that's the one for you. For sure. We're almost sold out of the Trade for Freedom shirts and the Trade for Freedom hats as well. That discipline one goes stupid hard. All right, cool. Mitigation zone, Larry, for peso. Cool. Also, guys, remember, for the Black Friday sale for the syndicate, if everyone that is scheduled to call right now starts it, then we have no slots left. So if you are going to do it, I would recommend you do it now, because if everyone that's scheduled to call here does it, then it's a wrap. We won't even get to actual Black Friday, which is funny enough. So if you guys don't know what it is, remember, I'll give you the lowdown while we wait for Dow to possibly give us an opportunity here. So here's what you're getting if you are going to do the syndicate, or if you don't know what it is, right? It is a 1-year program. So here's the foundation. Now the foundation, I'm gonna tell you a whole bunch of things right now, and then just so you're aware. So this is the $8,000 value. So it's the Prop Firm Mastery course, the Breaking the Habit of Breaking Your Plan Accelerator. So that's the facilitation with the physical workbook and the digital workbook. The 4 complete playbooks: Smart Money, Crypto, Stocks, and Wyckoff. Your digital trading journal with analytics. Your trading psychology, technical analysis, and financial analysis. That's over 150 trainings over the course of the next year. So that's that pocket. From there, we have the transformation. Now, this is $19,250 worth of value. Personalized trading system optimization. That's the big one, where we rebuild your edge around your stats, your psychology, your strengths, your weaknesses. Over 150 live feedback sessions. So that's being involved, being together, going through specific hands-on work over the next 12 months. That's 3 times a week that we do those. And then getting your portfolio and tax and retirement strategy so that you're set up for the next 10, 20 years, so you know exactly how to move your money. And then the support system. So obviously you have your private high-performance trading community, which is the rest of the syndicate, access to the last 10 years of videos that I've done in the vault, and then a one-on-one strategy call with me, of course, your welcome box, the merch, and some trading challenges credits. So all of that valued up to $36,125. Of course, that's not what it's going to cost you, because it wouldn't be Black Friday if that's what it cost you. So the cool thing is we're taking $2,000 off of the deal, and because I'm so convicted in this, you don't have to pay it in full. Half of it you pay out of profits. So you only will pay if you get paid from the markets itself. So I will only get fully paid if you get paid through the markets. That's how good I feel about this. So here is the link so that you can schedule your call. There you go. Yeah, it's crazy. But like, I know we got it like that. We've doing this for 10 years, duplicated so many traders. Like, we have people at this point now, especially when you start from relatively fresh and you can start with very little habits that you have to undo, you can get to these things faster. And we all start at different points in our lives with this. Like, we have different beliefs. We have different strengths and weaknesses. Like, for me, I was very good at losing. Like, I embraced failure. I got feedback fast. So I failed fast to get feedback faster, to get better faster. And like, I didn't push away from the market. So that was an advantage that I had. But my money relationship had to evolve. And so it took me a bit of time. Right? For other people, you maybe didn't have the luxury that I had, right? I had really good emotional awareness. So some people, it takes a lot longer. You have to undo a lot of things. So yeah, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference on what you're doing. And so, but at this point now, eliminating things that don't serve you and then implementing new behaviors and tackling those on is a very specific thing. That's why for us, like, our program is not about learn how to trade. It's how to become the trader, how to eliminate behaviors and add behaviors. And which is why the feedback is so valuable. Going through, okay, with the quality of the entries, the exits, the management. Should you be taking fixed risk reward, variable risk reward? What do you do with your money when you get paid out? What kind of business structure should you have? And all that good stuff. So anyways, with all that being said, click the link there, book the call, $2K off, and half of that anyways you'll only pay out of payouts. That's a Black Friday. You guys are probably getting emailed by me, and either, you're ignoring it, or you're like, man, I got to do this. Either way, if you want to crush 2026, this is one way. Or otherwise, guess what? We do this every day for free anyways. Which rules did Tradify have for instant funding? The main one is the consistency target. So if whatever your total target is for your account, you want to make sure that so let's say your target is 3,000. The max you can make in a day is 20% of that. So you'd be doing $600. That's it. So as long as that's like the only to make sure you get paid out, right? And then you have the drawdown. So the 50K account is 2K drawdown, like most other firms. It doesn't follow you within the day. It's just end of day balance. All right, so look at this, guys. We're kind of squeezing over here with Dow. We've gotten back up to this 50% level a couple times, and we're dropping back and forth. I'm still obviously not in this. With NQ, very much still bearish. So this is, in my opinion, creating a good, it's giving us a good demand. Like, the market is trading below structure. We've been trading below here for the last 25 minutes or so. So as quickly it comes up, it comes back down. We've seen this again and again and again. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm open to selling NQ or Dow. It's just going to depend on how we work our way up. So right now, for example, NQ is not even at a 38.2% retracement, while Dow is sitting at around a 50%. So right now, I am leaning more towards selling NASDAQ instead. What's up, Mylen? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, I'm going to pin it to you guys, so you guys just go to the pin message, and then you can go ahead and do your thing there. I had a very nice top entry on NQ, but now, Tio, I feel that also I had a decent entry, and then we got some, and then we lost some, and now we wait. Dow still holding up here. This 50% is quite the wall. A lot of sellers joining the party right here. Now NQ starting to build up some steam. It's kind of going back and forth here. I wouldn't be surprised if NQ ends up pushing past everything and Dow is just holding down the fort. We shall see here. Since we're, kind of like edging towards this idea, I'm gonna stay live a little longer. Oof. Someone asked me about Mexican peso, right? This coffee's hitting. Coffee is hitting. What idea did you see for the Mexican peso? Is this still the right contract size? The right contract? I haven't actually updated this one in a minute. The first candle. Yo, what's that site for contract sizes? Or for if there's new contracts or whatever? Bar chart? Whatever. This will be probably fine. That's definitely not what I'm looking for. Seth, help. Where is the thingy that you bring up all the time? Whatever. Either way, with peso, I didn't really see a setup here. Also, if y'all can let me know when Top Step decides to work again. Where's that section in this bar chart thing where it tells you the contract size or the contract for the specific asset class? Contract name, silver, SIH. Is this the one? Yeah, the site. I think it's the site. I just don't know what section. Left side under commodity groupings. Left side under commodity groupings. Contract specifications. Hold on. Okay, so here you guys, here's one way to notice. Look at how much more volume gold has here compared to the previous contract. So that's how you can tell like where's the money at, and it's right here. So significantly more money, more volume here. Silver still looks like it's still in transition, but obviously it still has a lot more in silver anyways on SIH. So cool, that's good to know. GCG, SIH. All right, so Dow is starting to pump to the 618, and Q holding up here, still below that 50%. All right, so let me set this one up. Let's look at this here. I'm ready for either or. But it looks like it should be NQ. And honestly, I'm down to take it right around the open here of this move. All right, cool. So let's go. All right, while that's doing its thing, let's take a look But Weeble, another 5% today. Thanks, pal. Chipotle. All right. Yo, we're up on Chipotle. Let's go. A little 10% action. 9% or so. All right. Robinhood bouncing back. Jesus. Beyond. Beyond woke up again. I know some of you were taking some degen plays there. All right. We need Weeble to climb out of this. All right. NQ retracing at a 50% level. Dow about 618. Okay. NQ still seems like the better option so far. This is the idea right now, guys. All right, this is my tick at least. At least clear out London lows. We can just check it to like right here. Right around a 5R. Can't be mad about it. BTC, after a big sweep, market's holding down decent, just maintaining. Look at the weekly right now. Weekly structure still bullish. Ate this up here. So will this be the beginning of the next leg? All right, so as you guys are noticing, YM is flying into this area where we originally had interest for shorts. But since Dow has so much more bullish momentum and it's sitting at the 786, and NQ is lagging behind, not even at the 618 yet, this still remains for me at least, the option for a short. And this is a 1 minute time frame sell based out of this sweep of these highs before creating 1 minute lower lows, creating some demand. So the market approaching these areas here make a difference for sure. But we're almost there. And I honestly, ideally, we see Dow actually take these highs out. And when it's sweeping these sellers, if NQ wants to play into this, then we're game. And so you guys can see here, all right, this we did not take that. And we're waiting for MNQ right around here. Only 12, 15 points or so away. This is rejecting this order block pretty nicely right now. So kind of giving it a little bit of a fight. Not taking it here. Doesn't meet the RR that I want. One, and the last sweep to the high starts up here anyways. So, when you see these, obviously these can give reversals, but that doesn't always mean it's going to be the beginning of the reversal. Also, guys, if you wanted to be actually more conservative for your exit on NQ, and let's say you don't want to target the kind of the lows for London, the other area you could focus on is in here, like in this pocket right there, which would put you right around a 3R depending on your entry. Obviously, assuming this goes according to plan. Here's total market cap on Bitcoin while we wait for everything else to load up. Played out of the imbalance here on the weekly. The daily sweeps, tons of liquidity playing into here before eating it back up. The overall drop is this massive move. So right now we clear it, come back into here. This is luring in break and retest sellers. I would not be surprised if we get a push down, maybe today even, before we get another rally. Maybe trading into here somewhere. All right, and Q approaching. Where's Dow? Liquidity building up here. Last 4 minutes or so. Okay. Let me tackle on any questions here in the chat. All right, another, 6-7 points, and we're good. Just joined the syndicate yesterday and definitely worth the investment. Hey, I appreciate that, Mario. We've been on one session. A bunch of poly stock, but they're still shafting my burrito. Can a Tradefy account be used to trade on TradingView? Yeah, that's what you're seeing right now. I have it linked on Tradevit, and then you're seeing this go down right here. Took a SS on NQ, so if it played out, I can show Top Step I was going to take it. That's funny. Top Step is back on. Okay, perfect. I'm sure you guys are probably already getting emails. I'm sure I have an email in there. Sorry you couldn't trade. We'll make up for it by giving you all of this free money. All right, folks. Let's see it. Get us in there, NQ. Come on now. Don't play with me. Look at this. Come on. Come on. Right here is where we want it. Right there. It's like tapping this. Hasn't even hit this order block yet either, I think. It's like really close. Yo, imagine for like the third time today. It just misses. I'd have to just break down and cry all day. This is where the chasing happens. You're like, no, it's leaving without me. Takes trade right there, and then the market immediately reverses. That's typically how that goes down. All right, so it looks like this move right there, I think, played out of this little order block. And then obviously big push down. Okay. Now here's the thing. If you are considering taking taking a position because you don't want to miss out on it or whatever, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. The issue is, what does your risk reward turn into? That's kind of the main problem there. What does your risk to reward turn into if you do decide to then follow through with it? So my issue with this is, like, in my opinion, we missed it. Like, we were supposed to get like right there, and we missed this by a few points. So either I'm too patient or maybe I'm too hopeful. That's a possibility. But honestly, it's been paying out to be the way that I am. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Dow left equal highs here, so your choice is follow your feelings or follow the plan. It is your call. As incentivizing as it may be right now to pursue the market early. I think I'm just stubborn. Sometimes it helps. Into market, wick entry. Nice. Solid. Anyone else already in there? Maybe you guys got sniped in. You took your entry a little bit lower right there, maybe. Obviously, I was looking at this on a smaller time frame. So for me, yes, the market, pumped up, I guess starting up here, sure. And then we came back down again, and then we came up for the final time. Maybe that's the case. That could be an argument that the smart money buy actually starts up here or down here instead of over here. I could understand that too. Okay, I get that. I could see that. That would make this give me more understanding of it. But I just feel like we created liquidity even here, dropped down, and then we got the move. So if I get the setup, awesome. If not, there's going to be another trade in the future. So it's all gravy. What we are seeing, though, if you guys are seeing something here, noticing something different, Dow trading below that 786. 786, 618. NQ. Where's NQ at? $618, closer to the 618 than anything. All right. Been here for 1:40. So, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. I guess the argument maybe is that the push to the upside started here. That's a possibility. Either way, with all the liquidity we have down there, I still think overall the market may want to make that next leg down. So, guys, appreciate you all being on. We're here every day. Today we have a crypto and stock session with Nancy later on. Obviously, everyone in the free community can join that. And then we'll be hosting the syndicate session for everyone today. So, just giving back, Thanksgiving. Make sure you guys can get a good, just get some feedback based on exactly what you're doing, your setups, your entries. So come prepared. If you want to join that later today, that'll be, you guys will see it in the calendar. And then, of course, we have our Black Friday sale for the syndicate, our 1-year program. There's absolutely no reason, if you want to accelerate your process, that you don't take it serious. And I am 1,000% convicted that we can turn things around for you, 100%, that I'm willing to get fully paid only out of payouts. Learned a lot. Learned some emotional control today. It's pinned here in the YouTube link. So if you guys want to click that over there, then you can book your strategy session and your enrollment call. But with that being said, take care, y'all. Be patient, be disciplined, journal it all. Take care.
Peace.